Right. Well, so then the question, we move from the DNR questions to questions involving higher education and what might happen in this session. There are proposals, of course, from both MnSCU and University of Minnesota, and there has been some discussion about tuition freezes and things like that. Let's start with you, Representative Hackbarth. Higher education, what's going on there?
You know, when I first graduated from high school back in 1970, we had a Anoka Tech Center in Anoka and School District 11. I could have went to tech school for free, and President Obama has brought that idea back again. I think Senator Bach is now on board with doing something like that, but this is going to be very, very expensive. If we hadn't included those tech centers in the MnSCU framework to start with, I mean, we could have kept doing that possibly, but that would have fallen on the property taxpayers in those districts. But that might have been a good idea to keep doing that. Also, a number of years ago, we used to have a shop class in high school. We just don't have those shop classes like we used to have before. And I think that's been the result of some legislation that has come forward, too. I think Senator Stump, for example, was kind of championing getting some of those things taken out so they could spend the money on some other things. Unfortunately, I love Senator Stump, but he was working on those issues. That was the wrong direction, I feel, for our state to go. But we had shop classes, and now we don't have those anymore. So I think we have to get back to those things, have those shop classes, some technical classes in high school, do those kinds of things, as opposed to jumping in head first. You know, it's nice to make some statements that we should have free technical education for 2 years, but it comes with a huge price tag, and that's going to fall on the property taxpayers and the income taxpayers of the state of Minnesota, and I don't know that we want to go there.
Well, and that's really what it's going to come down to. I referenced the universal pre-K before, nearly $600 million. You can imagine what it would cost if you had 2 years of free college. I just don't know how they, as much as, and I'm going to sound partisan here, but as much as the Democrats want to spend money, they can only spend so much, and they have to prioritize. Where I think maybe you could really make some headway and do some of the things that you're talking about here is taking a look at vocational classes and letting, right now we have post-secondary option where students are in high school, they can take PSEO, they can go to the local college, or they can take college in the school. I think we should look more at vocational classes, offering those options to high school students. We have a tremendous need in our economy for those skilled tradesmen. And if you ever get out to manufacturing companies, they have a hard time finding people to hire, qualified, quality workers to hire. The jobs are out there. Not everyone is going to need or want a four-year college degree. And you can make good money as an electrician or as a welder or a machinist. My father was a machinist. That's what he did for his whole life.
Exactly.
And there's tremendous opportunities, and I would hope that we would take some more look at that. That's one of the things that I've tried to do a little bit over the years, and I would like to see us take a look at again this session. That would be wonderful.
Yeah, we're just not preparing the kids for those kinds of jobs anymore.
Interesting article in the Wall Street Journal about 10 days or so ago about a welder coming out of a family of academics, essentially. Kind of mom and dad are scratching their heads and wondering about this, and of course it's turned out to be a great career choice for him and for the family as well. So it's confirmation of the story that you're telling us here. Let's talk a little bit about the requests that the University of Minnesota and MnSCU are going to be presenting to the legislature, and what might happen sort of more globally with higher education. What do you think, Senator? Do you know?
You know, I haven't seen what they're proposing yet. I mean, every year we get a whole laundry list of here's the projects. Yeah, here's the projects that they want us to fund and bond for, and higher education asset preservation, or HEAPR as it's known. I haven't seen it. I expect that we'll see that and we'll have some discussion on it and probably do some things. I would expect that the U and MnSCU will make a big point out of the fact that they froze tuition because we gave them a lot of resources, and try to push for something like that again, but I haven't heard yet.
Yeah. I don't sit on that committee either, but I've heard some of these things too. I'm sure they'll have an increase in funding, but it's not going to be what they expect.